Oh, good evening, everyone. Hands up if you would have identified as a geek or nerd when you were in high school. Alright, at least there's some honesty here. So at 15, and well and truly epitomising both those delightful qualities as a teenager, I decided to start a small IT business in Perth. So I ran the business for a few years. I made every possible mistake you can possibly make, every mistake. But I learned a hell of a lot. So lesson one for me was that starting running a business was not only fun, but it actually paid the bills. Fast forward 6 years and I was studying engineering at the University of Sydney. And one of the courses I was doing, I got the opportunity to meet a venture capitalist, and I thought it was a great job, so I asked him if I could have a job over the summer, and he dissuaded me, saying that the job would be terrible, the pay would be a nightmare, but if I was still silly enough to want the job, I should come and see him at the end of the month. So the month went by, I was still silly enough. I went back to him, I had an interview, and I got the job, and really importantly, I had an amazing summer and learned a whole lot. So lesson two for me was that you've got to be stubborn and fight for what you want. So fast forward again, and I came down to Canberra to do a PhD, and I really wanted to keep my hand in the innovation game, but it was just impossible to find work at the time. So I managed to rope in 4 of my friends. We had a crazy scheme. We went to ANU, and we asked them for a bundle of money to run the Innovation ACT, or what would become Innovation ACT, which is the business planning competition, which is now in its 6th year. So lesson 3 for me was, when one door closes, you've got to learn to be really, really good at opening windows. So jump forward now to 2011. I was finally qualified, had a PhD, I left academia, had a really good job lined up in Sweden. And just as the nature of life is, I had really significant family health issues, and it really wasn't the right time to leave the country. So one day, I basically called my employer in Sweden and apologised. I packed up my apartment, and I decided to move back home to Sydney to be with my family at that point. And when that happened, it was about 1 a.m. in the morning, so I just finished packing my apartment, I went to the car, 1 a.m. to drive home. So about 5 minutes after I got in the car, I sort of realised, I'm like, it's a great decision, but I have no job, I have no income, I have no plan now, other than the fact that I was driving back to my parents' place. Which in your late 20s wasn't a great thing to be doing, I suppose. So those 3 lessons I just talked about before, they came really handy. And minutes afterwards, I basically decided if I wasn't going overseas, I was going to think up an idea, I was going to go get some funding, and I was going to become the best entrepreneur anyone had ever seen. So, and I kid you not, this is how the story went. So probably about 20 minutes later, somewhere between Canberra and Lake George, I was ruminating on the fact that while we use mobile devices to capture amazing quality content, especially video, we really don't use them very often to create educational content that we can share with others. And so by the time I'd made it back to Sydney that morning, I'd actually had an idea for a private and secure video messaging and knowledge sharing platform that went on to become Simply Show Me. So Simply Show Me allows experts and organisations to share their advice and expertise with their clients and communities. And we're seeing lots of interesting uses across health and fitness, medical, corporate training, PR and marketing, just to name a few. So we've launched, we actually have a product in the market and we're selling as we speak. So in the same way that Yammer took social networks to the enterprise, using familiar social functionality and making it private and secure, that's what that's our vision of what Simply Show Me will be. It will allow us to take video to the enterprise and allow video to engage with their customers in a way that they haven't been able to in the past. So 2.5 years on from that first idea, we're now a team of 4, all delightfully handsome faces. We've won a number of grants and awards, we've raised a little bit of money, and we have paid customers. And it all sounds really easy, right? But the reality is far from that. In the last few years, I've learned heaps of stuff, but there's 2 things I'd really like to share with you tonight. The first one is that finding good people is really, really hard, and it applies doubly so to technical people and software developers. It took me 18 months to find a technical co-founder, Torben, who's now CTO, and about the same time I also met a business co-founder, Dan, who's now the CEO. So both of them, and our recent hire, Matt, and all 3 of them are here tonight, are amazing guys, and it was really worth the wait. But what I learned over the time is when you're looking for a team, you need to give them a compelling argument as to why they should be working with you rather than working on their own ideas, dreams, projects, etc. And I think the thing that sets entrepreneurs apart is you need to be able to demonstrate commitment, enthusiasm, and passion but you also need to be able to, you need to use awesome in your domain of expertise as you are in others. So the second thing I wanted to share was that you need to be prepared to sweep the floor. Businesses are built on tiny accomplishments day after day, and not all of them are fun and exciting. So it's really important that founders actually take the opportunity to do those little things, to bleed for the business, because nothing inspires others like your ability to actually get stuff done. So just give me 2 seconds. And the last thought I actually wanted to leave you with is a quote. It is a quote by T.E. Lawrence. All people dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind, wake in the day to find it with vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous people, for they may act their dreams with open eyes to make it possible. So for all of you who are thinking about starting on this journey, it's a wonderful adventure. You just have to walk out the door.